As you listen now, you may begin to wonder how some simply speak and others spellbind. How does a voice become a thread that weaves hearts together? And how do you now, without even realizing, begin to feel something shifting, opening, expanding deep within? Because the truth is, you've always known how to tell stories. You've done it in dreams, in memories, in moments between the words. And yet, right now, something more is beginning to unfold. Not by accident, but by design. You're learning to remember who you really are. Let me tell you a story of a person who once believed they were just trying to become a storyteller, until one day they noticed stories were already living in them. Not just words, but worlds. Each belief a doorway, each breath a beat, each emotion a rhythm echoing something ancient. They didn't try to become magnetic. They simply let go of trying and began being. Maybe that story is starting to sound a little familiar, because you are beginning to remember too. As you listen, you may notice a voice, not mine, not yours, but something deeper inside that says, everything I need to become unforgettable is already within me. Because now you're stepping into a truth more powerful than talent. Beliefs shape reality, and you've decided to shape it deliberately. Every time you speak, people feel. Every time you move, stories move through you. You don't have to wait for confidence. You generate it with your breath, your posture, your presence. And the more you practice this, the more natural it feels, because you're enough. You've always been enough. And from this place, you start to see what all the masters have always seen. The reality is malleable, and so are you. That failure is just feedback with a disguise. That emotions, they're not enemies, but instruments to be played, to be embraced, to be felt fully. Because the storyteller's magic is the willingness to feel joy, sorrow, curiosity, awe, and to turn those feelings into bridges between minds, between souls, between possibilities. You see, every great story is a mirror, and you're now learning to polish the mirror that reflects who you really are, because now you're installing more than skill. You're becoming the operating system of influence, charisma, and creation. You remember that curiosity unlocks the moment. Authenticity opens the heart. Certainty shifts the room. Emotion, when felt and shared, transforms strangers into allies. And with every moment, every metaphor, every memory that arises, you're mastering the patterns of magic. The structure beneath the story. The frame that holds the fire. Let's imagine just for a moment a storyteller who walks into a room. They don't demand attention, they command it. Not with force, but with frequency. Because their energy speaks before their words do. Their beliefs are contagious. Their certainty is a spotlight. And others just can't help but listen. That's not fiction. That's not fantasy. That is you. Because now, you've begun to understand something truly powerful. Communication isn't about words. It's about response. Every eye that meets yours, every ear that tunes in, is looking not for a story, but for something real. And the more you give yourself permission to be playful, honest, expressive, the more others are drawn in. You've shifted from seeking validation to radiating value. You know what's wild? Even your challenges, they're becoming allies now. Because the greatest stories, they always begin with a tension, with a resistance that turns into revelation. Your obstacles now fuel your originality. Your setbacks, the source of your suspense. Your healing, the hero's journey that makes you unforgettable. You don't hide your scars, you shine through them. Because the more magnetic storytellers, they aren't perfect, they're real. And as you practice, you notice. Storytelling It's no longer something you do. It's something you are. You walk the story. You speak as rhythm. You think in metaphors. And now you know. The present moment is the only truth. And in this moment, I choose to share myself fully. And in choosing that, you've activated something bigger. The universe rewards boldness. Action creates clarity. Obsession creates mastery. And so you continue reading, listening, observing, shaping the blade of presence. Because every audience is just a mirror, reflecting what you already believe. You've chosen to believe that your voice changes the world. People respond not to your content, but to your conviction. That emotion moves mountains, and laughter unlocks the heart. That mastery is magnetism, and the storyteller who walks the edge owns the stage. So now, in this new chapter, you've remembered your presence is a gift, your energy is magnetic, your stories change lives. And the deeper these truths settle into your being, the more naturally your unconscious mind begins to weave them into everything you do, automatically, effortlessly, ecstatically. You begin to wonder what else is possible. What other dormant powers are awakening now? Because this isn't just belief installation, it's identity activation. The storyteller is not becoming. The storyteller is rising. And you're the story the world is waiting to hear. The more you live it, the more the world listens.